Hey everybody, Toray here. Next chapter in Cawfee Tawk. This topic is a pretty cool one. Just gonna go really quickly into our sponsors. If you haven't watched the last episode, we did our weekly things. These are all gonna be put out throughout the week. So until the next Cawfee Talk, we'll talk about our week. So any sponsors going down the line?
Who's first?
Dan.
Dice, because you need them.
Dice.
Skittles, taste the rainbow, motherfucker.
Oh shit! Nalagay.
Fanta. It makes it fantastic.
Fanta, don't you want to?
Fanta.
Oh yeah, but you know what? Mine's is the best because you know what? Bring it back to the 80s, yo! Oh
God.
Oh, yeah, oh yeah. Yeah,
The
baby.
80s. Your sponsor is the 80s.
My sponsors is kicking it old school, baby.
Kicking it. Alright, I won the last one, you win this one, sir.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, so this one is a really nice episode we're going to talk about. A lot of us, or all of us here, have played Wildstars. Most of us had really good experience. Hal has not had a social experience.
I've had some small
When he
shit.
came in, it was a very big patch, so there was a lot of glitchy.
No, we'll go over it. We'll go over
that. If no one ever actually played Wildstars, it is all the vanilla creators for Vanilla WoW all got together when they left Blizzard, and they all been working on this game. The game is very close to what WoW originally was.
I would go to say it's better.
But you know what? I don't want to go into that. Oh, this is gonna be the WoW killer.
It's not going to be a WoW killer. They already said they don't want to.
Nothing is gonna be a WoW killer. Then many MMOs have stated that you're gonna be the WoW killer, or you're the one that's gonna really hurt WoW. It's never gonna happen. Never.
WoW will kill WoW.
WoW will kill itself, if anything. They'll go, all right, this is our last expansion. That's it.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Although Kata was pretty close to killing
That was
WoW.
close to their end.
It was so bad they actually had to cut the expansion short.
But anyway, let us go. Why am I the one keeping us on top?
All right, so Wildstar is an amazing game. It is best described. It's kind of a free action MMO where
It's not like
third-person action MMO.
it's very. I actually had someone comment on it because I left a comment on Boogie's video. How awesome Wildstar is! Like, I don't like it because it's very cartoony. You know what? So was WoW, and look how WoW is. WoW was at that time. Oh, that's the most cartoony game ever because you had EverQuest that was kind of like not so cartoony. It was more...
You couldn't tell it was a cartoon because it was in GIF format when it played.
So everyone was bad mouthing because this game is too cartoony for me to play.
Not the peanut butter, by the way.
Yes. And I got someone saying, I can't play that game because it's too cartoony. No, it's not. It's the game is amazing. And I haven't felt this good of a game since I was playing SWTOR in beta. I mean, I really enjoyed SWTOR. But that's a whole mess in itself. I know people was like, oh, SWTOR really sucked. It sucked because they didn't put content out fast enough for the players. That's what ruined.
Way too early.
In which Wildstar, if people were like, oh, Wildstar's going to do the same. Well, I have you know that they have been in beta so long that they have a year's worth of content ready.
Yes.
Because beta was, because they changed their model halfway through, if I remember correctly. They were going to be specifically free to play, weren't they?
I don't even know, but I know that they just threw out a whole new UI. Everyone's like, whoa, what happened? What is everything? Oh my god, this looks amazing, but they surprised the hell. No one knew there was a new UI coming out. And they just like, here, the new UI. And we're like, whoa!
No one knew there was going to be a beta weekend this weekend either, and they threw that at us.
And I like the logo of Wildstar. I sound like a Wildstar fanboy, but I like the logo. They're saying, should I say, the devs are always listening.
Yeah.
That's their slogan. So,
but they're not the first people to do that. let's be honest.
Yeah,
Rift did that so much, and they still do it because they have nights when
Tryon.
their moderators will come on and they'll just talk to people and
Isn't
trade.
it the same company?
Yes.
And Csoft?
Rift? No.
No, Rift is by
Rift is
Tryon.
Tryon.
They do.
They have
Defiance
some
too,
of
and,
the old WoW dev team as well.
and I'll be honest. I personally have experienced it. One time I did a Danny finds a glitch video on Defiance.
I saw that with the trucks.
Yeah, basically the encounter was one of those little roadside random things where a bunch of Volge were attacking an EREP convoy or whatever, and everything, the ammo crate where you get your new ammo and the trucks that were the EREP were like floating. I mean, in computer terms, like maybe 10 feet above the ground, and when I tweeted it out, I tweeted it out at Defiance. Just hoping to get views, to be honest.
You whore.
Yeah, whatever.
Comes from you, Hal.
Yeah, and I got a tweet, and I was like, "Huh?" It was Defiance customer service saying thanks at Epic Danny 01. We will look into it, and I was like, they listened.
And then tell them what happened. Then tell them what happened right after it. Didn't the server go down for a brief maintenance?
No, that was something.
Oh.
No, that was something else. And that's another thing. When I was playing one time, I noticed there was a lot of issues. So I popped out on Twitter, on Twitter, and I said, "Hey, lots of latency issues. What's going on?" And they asked me, a question. I answered it, and they said get with a technical rep. And so I got with a technical rep, and I told him what was going on. He looked into it. The next thing I knew, boom! I'm booted out of Defiance, and
I got banned.
I get back. I get back on. The latency issue is gone. Whereas
servers went down for about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
it could have been a bad
briefly.
script looping, and it caused a lag.
Yeah.
So whereas in not knocking Blizzard. I mean, I understand Blizzard's got this humongoid.
No, please knock Blizzard. Do it.
It took me 3 tweets. Yes.
I speak gooder.
I speak more gooder.
It's because I know what happened.
To Blizzard CS to get a response saying, "Hey, what the frap is up with Armory?" Because I'm a raider. I'm trying to update my 2 raiding tunes, and I can't because you're not up. It's not updating, so I'm not getting the. So I had to do a go around to do it, and finally I got a response and had a little dialogue with the person, and he said, post it on the forums, and I did. And not too long afterwards, there was a little tweet from Blizzard CS saying, "Hey, if you're having problems with Armory updating, go to this forum and post your information and whatnot, so we can help narrow it down."
All right, so let's go back onto
actual topic. Yeah.
So, Wildstar is still in beta. There's 2 ways you can do the beta test, and there's only a few weeks left before it goes live. June.
I think it's the end of May.
June 3rd. If you pre-order it, you get the early access.
Right. So ours is the end of May.
So you either get that, or you can go to Curse, they do the giveaways, or someone that's giving away beta keys.
Or if you pre-order, you get a code. So.
You automatically get a code right away, and honestly, there are four classes. We have the warrior, the medic, the stalker, the esper,
spellslinger,
engineer,
spellslinger, and engineer.
Yeah.
So let's break it down. Engineer, you have robots that can fight for you. It's pretty awesome. You're also a gunner.
You use a giant cannon.
You use a giant cannon. So it's kind of like, let's break it down easier. You're a hunter that have pets that can tank for you. Break it down that easy.
Right.
Spellslinger, badass. Double guns, running around just shooting. Spellslinger.
Rogue mage combo with guns.
It sounds like you're a mage basically, but you just got guns and you're shooting. Everything is with guns. Medic is nothing like any type of healer class you would think. It's more DPS, and if you're in the range of your DPS, you get healed through that. It is amazing.
More like a Mistweaver monk in WoW.
Yeah. What's the warriors? Your standard warrior. There's really nothing to go into that.
I swing axe.
Yeah. What was the other one? Esper. Telekinesis attacks.
Yeah, and
Amazing.
all of your attacks are formed into actual, like, looking attacks. So her first attack is like a dagger.
I
It
saw that.
forms
You see the daggers
visual
coming?
daggers, and they're just flying.
That was.
I'm
I was like, oh, I want to do an Esper, which I'm going to be doing this tomorrow.
we should do a video.
We should.
We should do a video.
And the last is a Stalker, which is your classic rogue.
But it is fast paced. That thing, it's not like a regular rogue. It's very, very fast.
Yes.
It's Wolverine and Spider-Man on crack.
Now, when you create a character, now this past patch, last week, they actually improved a lot of the way you can customize the character. So I haven't really worked with it, but a lot of people love it.
It's awesome.
But when you create your character, you have a sub-profession. Basically, these are abilities that will help you when you're in the world. If you're a scientist, you get little scan bots. And they can scan plants and animals. By scanning them, you can actually gain buffs. There is a settler where you go around gathering scraps and you make these buff stations for people. XP buff, health buff, attack bonus buff, critical buffs. You build them and people just walk up to them and start using them. We have warrior. You have these little pods. Soldier. Anybody could be a soldier, so you could be a medic soldier or anything. Soldiers. So basically, these little pods around the whole world where you can summon special events of mobs.
It's little bounties, basically.
Yeah, it's bounties. So anyone that's there can go in there and a stealth attack. You can summon world bosses to help fight, and you can summon this world boss, and everyone goes in and kills it, and for loot and gear.
And then the other one is the Explorer.
An Explorer, basically, if you like, in say Guild Wars, jumping games, or you like looking for hidden stuff that no one else.
If you like trying to get to places that you're not supposed to,
like Nobo,
this is going to be the best little job profession you can choose. And you only get to choose one. You get it when you make your character.
Yes.
Keep that in mind. But it's pretty amazing. Each one's really good.
So you start off. You have Exiles and Dominions.
Exile.
I normally stay towards the evil side of the game, but the guild want to go Exiles, and I'm liking the Exile side. I mean, I'm usually the other way, and the only thing that makes me want to go Dominion is the Chewers because they just look badass. So on the Dominion side, we have humans. We have I'm just gonna describe them because I don't even know the rock guys. These big, huge rock guys.
That's Exiles you're talking about.
I mean, Exiles. I'm starting with Exiles. I mean, you have the humans. You have the rock guys.
The Borok or Gronox, yeah.
You have the zombie type of people.
Mordish.
They're the last ones. That are
and then you have the cute anime furries.
The cute little anime furries. Those are, and then on the Dominion, you have, is it humans too on that side?
The humans, there's humans, and then on Exiles is exile humans.
Yeah, you have humans.
They're from the space colonies.
You have Chewers. You have those robot guys.
Yeah, the robot dudes.
The Machari.
Machari, yeah.
And then what's the other one?
Little bold people, the Draken.
Draken. Yes. And those are the ones. All right. So we've all tested it. I've been beta testing for a very long time, and I love the game. I like I said in Boogie's tweet, I start jonesing, waiting for the next beta when there's none because of PAX. I was like, why PAX? I want to play. I'm trying not to really get too far into the game. I go to about level 14 when you can unlock the housing. But the game is good. I don't want to ruin the rest of the game for me. I want to enjoy getting to a certain point.
I don't even feel like going past level 11.
The same thing with me.
So from our experiences, Dan, we're gonna start with you. Your experiences, you've been pretty frequent and playing it pretty often.
He hasn't
I've been-
played it really lately.
Yeah. Again, going with what I always say, the gameplay looks cool. I like how the gameplay and the fighting goes. The tutorials portion of the game was good. It helped you learn everything. It helped you learn your profession. It helped you learn what you're supposed to do and whatnot. So before you actually get to the world, you pretty much know how to somewhat play your character. You just don't know, most of the new abilities and whatnot. I found the story kind of hanging because unless it gets better late game, all that you know is you're basically going there and you're there to claim the planet for whatever faction you're part of. So
Well,
that
no,
was,
you're going to a planet because the planet you're on was attacked by the Dominion.
well, why is the Dominion going there then?
Old gods.
Old gods.
Okay. Just think.
Anyway, continue, please.
Think of the Dominion
So-
as the Empire, and the Republic is
The
exiles. And basically, they want to control everything, and they want to kill off any rebellion you have.
So, I just found the story portion of it kind of lacking because it was basically just it seemed to me it was just a quest grind. You would you'd have to kill so many yada yadas, or you'd have to collect so many yada yadas, to the point where I was like, yeah, but aren't we telling a story somewhere? Which is one of the reasons outside of IRL stuff that I sort of backed off from it. I originally was going to purchase it, but when things started to happen, I just said, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do another subscription base. So, not to say that it's a bad game. I mean, like I said, gameplay was good. The combat was good. I just the story wasn't grabbing me is the only thing I had against it.
Hal?
I guess I differ from Dan, and it might be because I'm a little bit more of a lore nerd. I love lore, to be honest with you, and I look for lore everywhere I can look for it. I find that I do admit that when you start off, you have no idea why you're there. You don't. And objectively, yeah, I would wish that little life inconveniences would come into play. Like, I wish they would mark on the map a little bit more the direction that you have to go for your quest instead of having to click your quest to do an arrow.
Right.
I think that's one of the downfalls that they have with it, and I hope they fix it in maybe a later patch or something, and they give a little bit more quest tracking on your mini-map. The other thing is again, like Danny said, you really don't know why you're there, but you do find out kind of a little bit as you get to the planet while you're there. So I think they could do a little bit tweaking on the storytelling department. And then the other thing with the story is they do kind of leave it off when you're going to the planet quest. Because I'm in gotta be 200 plus quests in that first zone, and all we really know is, yeah, we want to claim these node piles and stuff for the exiles, and we want to make this a functioning home planet for us to live on. And then, the reason why the Dominion is there in the first place is completely gone. Like, they don't tell you during those quest chains why they're there.
Right.
So, I think storytelling could use a little bit more help, but as for gameplay, mechanics, combat, how you have to actively dodge and move out of attacks and stuff, this is a great side game.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not gonna. I'll buy it. But Death has
It's our
bought it.
SWTOR. It's our SWTOR.
It's a SWTOR like game. Death bought me it, as everybody knows. He's bought a lot of people in the guild it because he's a great person. And I tried it mainly because he said, try it. I did not want to try it at all. I did one beta that wasn't paid for because I got the invite, and I didn't like it. But that was like one of the first betas, so yeah.
Now, Gag, you've been testing it the shit out of it.
He's been just going crazy with it, so.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
So far, what have I think about the Wildstar gameplay? I'm loving it. I'm loving the gameplay and all. It's really fun. The combat system, the cleave. There's so much fucking cleave in the game.
Everything's got a cleave. Everybody has a cleave.
Yeah.
You would say that this game has large cleavage.
Yeah, you would say that. And the humor, it's
When you level up.
When you level up, yeah.
yeah.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah,
please,
you just
you've
leveled
leveled
up.
Oh shit, you leveled up. Go get him, Cupcake.
So far, it's great. Story-wise,
It's where it falls off.
yeah, the story is where it falls off because so far, you might not really know about this. People watching might not know this, but I love a good story. One of my favorite franchises is an RPG, and mainly because of a story, exploration, basically big part of an MMO.
Yeah.
And so far, I've actually skipped every single voice acting and cutscene in the game.
That's the thing. I've skipped a lot of cutscenes.
Me
Yeah.
too.
I find they're intrusive, these
Yeah.
cutscenes.
Maybe a SWTOR they kind of forced you to stay. I mean, even then you have space.
No,
bar.
SWTOR's scenes were decently well placed. This one, the second you open up, like most of them, yeah, you have a little cinematic. That's fine. Then you do one quest and it goes cinematic. And then you do
Yeah.
2 more quests. It goes have 2 more cinematics
Yeah.
in a row.
in a row. Yeah.
That's the only thing, and why you're there, that is the only problem I have with the game.
Yeah. I think that what we can say is that they need to do a little bit of tweaking to the story.
Yeah.
Now I haven't really touched on the PvP, which I really want to try.
I haven't tried it yet. That's why I'm
Yeah,
not
right.
saying anything about it.
Have you done it now? No.
I have not yet. I'm planning on doing it tomorrow.
But I have a feeling, and it's just from experience in Guild Wars 2, that it may be exactly like Guild Wars 2.
It might be. One of us has to test it out.
I do want to test it out, and I'll probably do it after work tomorrow when I make a couple videos on it. You and I do a couple collabs.
One thing that I haven't tested it out yet because I'm not level 14 yet, but housing. Now,
I want to try that
this actually, from what I've seen the developer's video, is one of the best things about housing. All right, housing, the way it goes is, at level 14, I get a property of land. I can decorate it any way I want. I could put a chair in the ceiling, or whatever you want. Any way you want to put it in the house, you can decorate it. You can level up your house.
There's a
bigger
mini
houses.
fridge stacked with beer that you can put in your mini house.
The good thing is, I can have neighbors. If I want, I could have Hal as my neighbor, Dan as everybody in the guild is my neighbor, or I could open it up to the public, to people just coming into my house and just raiding my fridge. Another thing is, just like they mentioned, most of you, I'm going to compare it to the garrisons. You will have an option to either throw down a mine, you could throw down a garden.
I think a better thing to compare it to, and I hate to cut you off,
Go ahead.
a better thing to compare it to would be the dimensions in Rift.
I heard they really changed that lately.
They changed a lot of it, but we're not talking about Rift. But yeah, it's like your own dimension.
So if I open it up to Hal and say, I'm going on vacation for this week. Hal,
I
you
can
want to
actually
take
care of his house.
He could take care of my house. He could take care of my garden, and he could take care of my mine. He will get minerals.
Yeah.
He will get whatever he mines, and I still get a small percentage of what he does. so nothing goes to waste. Now that is an amazing idea.
That's cool.
Also, more stuff you have it there, more resident XP you're gonna get in it if you log off.
Exactly.
The more swag you have in your house, the more XP you're gonna get. Rested XP.
The more swag you have, the greater you feel about yourself, the faster you level.
Exactly. Another great thing about the housing is there are going to be special perks where if you're a full-time raider and you just want to get to the raid, you can put a raid portal that teleports you to the raid you want to go to with your own special buff to that portal that no one else will have.
What I think is cool about that is the idea of a portal room where you can have a portal room in your house, and it's just like, do I want to raid? I don't know. I don't even know the names, but do I want to raid Night Haven Citadel? Oh, I'll just hop into that.
Wait.
Exactly.
Like, that's cool.
Portal. New game.
Name? Oh my god!
Portal 3
We're
confirmed.
confirmed.
Now we're on Portal 3.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good. They really did it well. I'm really gonna enjoy the housing. I'm just hoping that this game's not gonna be another letdown. I was really, and remember back then I was talking so much great things about SWTOR, and now SWTOR is not a bad game if you're a subscriber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's an
If
amazing
you
game.
sub to it, you're amazing.
But it's just I really want this game to be all that.
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry, I keep cutting you off, but I have so much information.
No, go ahead. Please.
The other thing I like about this game is in-game currency. You can purchase a subscription.
I did not know that.
Yes, when I first bought it and was downloading it, I had a look at their business model, and you can buy this thing in-game on the cash shop called cred. And cred is an item that you can get in-game. You could sell on the auction house in-game, and then a person who, like me, I don't really want to pay for another subscription, right? But let's say I farmed shit tons of gold, or whatever the currency is. But there's a player who has the extra money to buy subscription all the time, but doesn't have enough time to farm all the gold. He'll put cred on the auction house, he gets the gold, I can use the cred to get a subscription.
That is really cool.
So you can fund your own playtime in the game. All it takes is the initial subscription
Motivation.
to get your playtime. I think that's what really kind of caught my eye. And I think for a lot of people like Death and Joey and you especially, you guys are going to be doing that a lot, I think.
Like I said before, for me, it's not going to be a full-time game. This game, I probably won't be doing that because, like I said, this is going to be a game where, all right, we're done with our raid. It's Friday. We got Friday, Saturday, Sundays. Usually we don't do a damn thing.
Who wants to hop on the SWTOR and do
or
whatever?
Wildstar. Friday, Saturday, Sundays. There's nothing going on in the guild. Everyone plays different stuff. We get together. We play something. We'll play SWTOR.
Wildstar.
Go to Wildstar.
Solitaire.
Or Steam. We get on Steam and stuff like that. So this is going to be one of those games for me.
Minesweeper.
Minesweeper, yes. Oh yes.
Oh, so many good times in Minesweeper.
Not including the porn between. Shh, we can't talk about that. I've noticed a few bugs. Not game glitching bugs, but it annoys the hell out of me. If you load in, the guys are in the sky.
Yeah.
That annoys me. And Death's like, all you gotta do is reload. I was like, no, I shouldn't have to reload. One time reloading into the game should be enough. I don't have to see my quest giver up in the sky where I can't reach him.
Okay, are we on the bug section now?
We're on the bug section.
Okay. It took me a total of not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 closing of the games, relaunching of the games, to get my character from the loading menu to get on the planet.
But on Wildstar's defense, you did it on the day of the patch.
I know this, but it happened to me today too. With creating a new character,
They don't
I had
like
to
Canadians.
log in and log out 3 times this time to do it.
Dan finds a glitch. What have you found in Wildstar?
Outside of the people floating in the air or people floating on the ground, I haven't really found any major
The
glitches.
ground
But then,
too.
but then
In the
again,
ground.
I haven't really been playing it that much because at the time I was going to get it, and I was like, I don't really want to ruin the opening thing. It's the one thing I don't like about beta because, you go in and you're trying to get your character as maxed up as possible, and then the beta's over with, the game launches, and then you have to do it all over again.
Yeah.
So, it takes the fun out of it, which is why I was just kind of, I haven't gotten a character past level 6, I think. So, but the only glitches I have found were the floaties, where they were either floating in the air or they were stuck in the ground.
Nalagag, you've done a lot of exploring in that game. What have you found?
An interesting one. There's one of the early parts of the quests. I think there's somewhere level 6, 5, somewhere around there. There's one of the quests that you have to jump up, like one of the big mountains. You have to jump on a rock.
I know what you're talking about.
And there. Alright? But for some reason on my end it bugged out. So instead of me jumping up and going like right in front, I jumped up and went all the way over in Africa.
Okay.
So basically I landed splat on the wall and fell down. I had to restart the quest all over again because the quest bugged out.
Same quest. It's the one. Is it the one where you get up to a certain point, you click it, and then the rest of the camouflaged mountain is there?
Yeah.
I've jumped. I did it. I didn't realize there was a timer on these mountains appearing and stuff. So I'm jumping up. Timer runs out. I'm jumping, and they disappear. So I fall to the bottom. I do it again. Same thing happens just at the last one, but I land it, and I'm sitting in the air floating. That was some fun.
Okay, so we're gonna go down the line. If you play it at when it comes out, what class will you pick and why? Dan.
I am thinking probably more along the lines of either the spell slinger or the esper, because they seem to be like caster classes, and they seem to do pretty good. I've tried a few of the others, and I was like, no, but if I was, it would be those two mainly because they seem to be the good ones that fit my playstyle.
How?
I'm kind of stuck between the engineer and the stalker. The engineer I like because, hey, who doesn't like wielding a giant-ass cannon and shooting things and shocking people? Because, Sith. But I like the shocking of the engineer and stuff and how they work and how they build their, I guess, static power or whatever with their cannon blasts. That's pretty cool. Stalker I really like because that cleavage, man. All that cleavage. That class got cleavage for days. And not just because it's a female and I use the character customization to make her tits huge.
No.
But yeah, she's got definite cleavage for days, and just so fast paced. I love the way, like, as a warrior, you're like, oh, I'm swinging my giant sword, blah, blah. If they were really competent, they could just move to the side and I wouldn't hit them. That sort of thing. Stalker, they just have these claws and they're all like, hey, look over there, there's a skirt. Oh, you're dead. Yeah, and they're like, oh my god. And they just rip things apart so fast. So I'm going to play probably most likely a stalker.
Nalagag.
I'm gonna look forward to the Stalker.
Why?
That's the only class of vehicles I'll be playing. Because I like the fast paced, and I always usually prefer melee. Of course, as I say that, main class is
You're
fucking
mage.
mage. But I usually always play melee. That's what I've always played, and I like haste, like fast paced kind of deal of a combat. That's why usually if I go with the warrior, I go single-minded fury because I like fast attacking, and the cleave damage, not cleavage, cleave damage. The
Cleavage.
stun and a fast pace.
Oh, speaking of cleavage. Oh, go on, please.
Okay, for me, warrior tank. Why? Because that's all I know how to play. I love being in front of combat, and warriors have all the cleave attacks. Every single one of their attacks hits more than one object, so it's great to hold aggro.
That cleavage.
Yes, and I love mass pulling. So I tried on my warrior. I pulled like 8 or 9 creatures and killed them all. Then I tried on a medic trying to pull more than 3, and I died. So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick with my warrior.
I'm
I
up
like
to
it.
10 on my stalker.
Yeah, and every time you kill combos, it says something. It's like I got uber kill,
Triple combo.
Triple
Ultra
combo.
kill.
So it's
Oh, shit.
yeah, oh shit. So it's nice to mass pull for those reasons because it actually says that. So that's why I'm going with tank warrior.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap this one up. Our thoughts on Wildstar going down the line with Danny. Final thoughts on it.
Good game. If my situation changes, I might get into it. Especially if once it's released, it starts to have gotten rid of most of the things that we've seen. Just right now, it's just not something I can get into right now. But other than that, it's still a good game.
Hal?
Great game. I didn't like it at first. After I played it, it's grown on me. I think it's definitely going to be a good side game. Nothing I'm going to put a lot of time into, but again, if that cred thing is cheaper, like it's going to be, like I think, I'm going to do that a lot when I'm playing on the weekends so I can support the habit.
Or Hal's gonna have bought.
So I can support that. Put it right in my veins. Ugh. But yeah, no, it's going to be a great game, great side game, and if you like Guild Wars, you're probably going to like this. Really.
Nalagag?
I think it's a great game, great side game, great humor, and all.
Lots
Excellent
of humor.
humor.
Yeah. Story is a little bit off, but still, there's something is fixed. It's still in beta, still a good amount of time. Good game at all.
Yeah, it's a good game.
7 out of 10.
For me, yeah, it's going to be a great game. It's not going to be a WoW replacer or a WoW killer. It's something that's going to be when we're not raiding or we did all our quests for the day or there's nothing to do. It's a game we're going to play on the side. But it's definitely something I already paid for and I already did a year's subscription to. So it was cheaper, doing it that way.
I still have Death's credit card information. I should.
Well, Death, you're kind of screwed because I'm putting this video at the end of the week. So
Just kidding, Death. I didn't save it.
all right,
Sure.
so that's it for this Cawfee Talk. Until next one, later, everybody.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Pizza, yo.